It's morning time, the dogs are crazy, they're ready to get to the dog park, you know? The dogs go potty. And what she says on the way back surprised me because we had to walk back by to get back to where our bus is. Hello, it is so good to see you in the bus today. I'm glad that you came over. Today I gotta talk to you. I've gotta talk to you because this morning, this woman said something to me that 5 years ago Jenn would have lost my ever-loving mind on this woman. So I wanna tell you the story of what happened. And I have a very cool spot to take you to. Two really groovy spots that I found yesterday that I think that you're really gonna get a kick out of. First things first, check out the digs for today. I have got on my, what is this? Free to be maxi, so you can like button all of these and wear it as a dress. I've got it on as a nice little, you know, topping. And then I got my skirt on. Oh, these skirts are life. And a cute little top. Yeah, what do you think? I feel pretty good today. And I'm actually leaving my phone here. Yes, Kyle's here. He's going to be the parent in charge while I'm gone. This is staying here. These are coming with me. Water is coming with me. And you are also coming with me because we've got quite the tale to tell. I love you, baby. All right, let's roll. Oh, roll, walk, whichever. Daisy B and Linda, the Jeep, are right there behind me. And yeah, we're gonna take advantage of this. I think it's like 74, 75 degrees out. It is July, it's today 7th, July 7th. We are really enjoying the Pacific Northwest. It is just stunning, 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 stunning. And each of these campgrounds we've been in has given me the opportunity to get out in nature, ground myself. It has been a very healing summer. It's so wild how last time we came here was not as healing because we were going through some ish during that time. We just built the camper van and we shoved 9 living things into a 120 square foot van. So yeah, we were going through some things. And this time we're up here in a half-finished bus. Our bus was supposed to be finished. I talked about that in an earlier video, so I'm not really gonna spend too much time on our walk talking about that, but that contributed to, you know, the story that I'm gonna tell you today. So this morning, Kyle and I are going to walk the dogs. This place has a really good dog park. And so we enjoy bringing the dogs to the dog park. Actually, it's right over there, that big open field down there. This morning, as we're taking the dogs to the dog park, we have 4 dogs, and my partner Kyle had Theodore and Kevin, the 2 big ones. And then Eloise and Chico are with me. Eloise is a standard poodle, and Chico's a little chihuahua. And so Wheezy, that's what we call Eloise, Wheezy takes a little while to pee. She's a curvier pup, and you know, she just spends a little bit extra time peeing. We have these neighbors next to us. You know, we're friendly, we smile, we wave. We're, generally speaking, nice people. As Wheezy is finishing up going pee, her and I start to walk away to make our way to the dog park. As Wheezy and I are starting to walk away, I hear from this woman sitting on her patio. She said, "Are you gonna pick that up?" And I waited for a second, took a breath, and I said, "Her pee? How do I clean up her pee?" She said, "Oh, I thought you weren't cleaning up the poop." And I was like, "No, we're on our way to the dog park." And I took my breath and walked away. 5 years ago, Jenn, with that interaction, someone making that assumption of me, when I know that I didn't do that. Like, obviously my dog's just peeing, she just takes a little longer. And I would have been freaking pissed. I would have been so mad and so angry that how dare someone assume that of me when I know that that's not what I'm doing. And I think that's what she fully expected to get. And when I met her with calm, just saying, you know, she's peeing, she was taken back by that. And then I think the embarrassment and the guilt kind of sets in, and you get really quiet. And so as we're walking to the dog park, Kyle's like, what's going on? And I tell him the story. And then, hello. And he's like, what? He's like, I'm glad that wasn't me. And he's already in a kind of a rushed mood because it's morning time. The dogs are crazy. They're ready to get to the dog park, you know? The dogs go potty. And what she says on the way back surprised me because we had to walk back by to get back to where our bus is. We go to pass her camper and she's still sitting outside. And this time her energy shifted. Her energy was very remorseful for the hostility that she had to begin with. As I'm walking by, she says, I'm really sorry. I see a lot of people walk through here and they don't pick up their dog poop. And I thought that you weren't picking up your dog poop. So I was like, yeah, it's no problem. I know that can be really frustrating. And you know, she went to apologize again. I said, no worries, it's okay. We all have those moments. And it ended up being a very nice exchange, right? I was calm. I didn't come at her trigger with my own hostility and my own triggers. I came to her with finding my calm in the chaos. You know, like I said before, 5 years ago, Jenn would not have handled that well at all. I would have been so pissed that how dare you say that to me? Like, what? And this Jenn just took a beat and took a breath and, okay, this is not how I want to react. As a matter of fact, when I was looking at Wheezy P, I had my nudge come in and my nudge said, get ready. It was already telling me that something was about to happen, something, just breathe, you know, and just in that second later, as we're getting up to go, then she said that. And she had said, are you going to pick that up? Like very triggered and very upset. And normally, you know, that's how my mom would come to me. Very triggered, very upset. It would just get me going and I would react in such a strong way. And now it's wild to see like the healing that I've grown through. And yeah, it's really incredible. It's an incredible feeling when someone makes an assumption about you and you don't attach yourself to their trigger. And because I didn't attach myself to the trigger, it didn't escalate. It didn't get farther than it had to. Well, I share this story because I want people to be non-reactive. I want people to realize it's not about me. You know, she explained it in her apology that she's seen so many people walk by here and, you know, let their dog poop. So she assumed that I was going to be one of those people. And I wasn't. And so when I wasn't, she was surprised. She was taken back. She was caught off guard. That kind of brought her back to clarity, right? My calmness brought her back to clarity. This was my first thing I was going to show you, although when I came walking the other day, it was much more open. Hang on. Look at this beautiful field of dandelions. Yeah, we'll walk through. Our trail is right over here because don't forget, I have something so cool and so fun to show you through here. I found it the other day and I was walking through this field and I said, you know what, when my friends come over, I want to make sure that I bring them here before we leave, because we leave tomorrow. We're traveling tomorrow. Tomorrow is travel day. I probably won't likely get out to this spot again after I take you there today, just because my walk tomorrow morning will be kind of close. I like to have that walk on travel day, and I like to be able to ground myself before we all load up and drive together. I think really getting to do these walks every day helped me be able to handle and manage my emotions during that interaction with that woman. It feels so awesome to be able to just stay in your calm, even in the chaos, and just be like, and have awareness of the whole situation. Speaking of awareness, look at this. Oh, look at these sweet flowers. Do any of my friends watching right now, do you know what these are? Oh my goodness, they are beautiful. The little daisies of spring are kind of wilting. It's getting hot. But wow. Just, this landscape has been so beautiful. I used to make assumptions about people. To be honest with you, I used to be that person. I used to be her sitting in that chair, and if someone broke the rules, well, you cannot break the rules. I need to let you know that this is not how things go. I was raised in a very authoritarian home. It was, you listen to the rules or you get serious consequences. And it took a lot of years to break that assumption. Even if people are breaking the rules, why is it any of my business? It's not. Their life choices are their own. I don't have to insert myself in every small thing anymore. As a matter of fact, the day before, someone's dog had lingered over our site, like by our tree, and it looked like they were pooping, and the owner didn't have a bag with them. And I kind of looked out the window and I asked myself, is this worth my peace? And the answer was no. Turns out the dog was only squatting to pee, and I didn't go out there and make an ass of myself. Because it wasn't worth me getting upset over. Other people's choices and other people's consequences are their own. If they wouldn't have picked up the poop, I just would have went out there and picked it up later. Because at the end of the day, me getting triggered right there and adding so much anger to that person isn't helping anybody. In fact, that's actually an opportunity for me to practice patience, for me to be able to realize that, oh, yeah, they're a person too. They may have forgotten a bag, XYZ. Who knows what's going on in their day for them to leave that there. And you know what? For me, to be a little selfless and just clean it up to help the campground out. You know, it's kind of a revolving thing. If you see some trash on the ground, pick it up. It doesn't matter that somebody left it there, because we're always forever saying, oh, look at how much they littered. Look at that litter over there. But how many of us stop to pick the litter up? You know, we're just as guilty as the person that left it there. And in some cases, there's a lot of litter on the side of the road. But that's like life. People leave their emotional trash everywhere. Their triggers, their trauma, especially if they're unhealing, they got a whole bunch of baggage. We all do. It's only when we start to unpack that baggage, we realize what's not ours to carry anymore. And that's how we start the process of healing. I think I've had such rapid healing the past couple months that we've been up here because of being outside every day, getting outside in some capacity. Butterfly. Getting out here and looking at the birds and the animals and just being out here in nature, everything just makes sense. And I take that with me, like, This place that I'm about to show you, I'm going to come back to that place mentally whenever I'm struggling, having a bad day. All these places that I visit, my favorite spots in nature that have brought me so much solace, I mentally go back to them. You know, I just be in the moment while I'm here. And then wherever I am, that image, that feeling, that emotion is always with me. Even when a trigger comes up, I can go back to this. I can come back to this walk, even if just for a moment in my memory. That's something that really helps me not take offense to when people make assumptions about me. So the reason why I'm taking you where I'm taking you, just right over here, is because I want you to connect a little bit with your inner child. Remember when you were 6, 7, 8 years old and you used to go outside and play and run and build forts and climb through trees? I want to take you back to that because in order for us not to make assumptions of others and to lash out, to be triggered, we've got to visit our inner child and give her a hug sometimes. And right now, me and you, we're going to give her a hug. We're down here in the tent site. So these are tents only. You can't have an RV in these. This may look like any ordinary site, but my nudge told me to come down here the other day, like many of the times that it has told me to take a different path. And this path is the one that we're going to be taking because I found this little pixie hollow that little 7-year-old Jenn was so giddy to find. Look at this. Look at this. This sweet little paradise in here. I came in here the other day and I stepped over this tree. Oh, yes. And then I sat right down here, right here. Ah, and I just breathed. I sat in these trees' energy and I just imagined my 7-year-old self doing all the things and playing in all the things, building a fort and just being with nature. I'm able to find clarity when I'm out here. And when I'm out here, in order to find that clarity, I do my breathing and I don't have my phone with me. I sit in the silence and listen to the world around me, the cacophony of sounds. It's its own beautiful natural orchestra. And that natural orchestra resets my entire being. The breeze, the birds. I can feel the moss under my fingers. There's a little centipede right here. It's amazing. It's just amazing. And these are everywhere. These pockets of these beautiful places are everywhere. Our friends, Trevor and Nina, who we sold our van to, Fort Vine, I'll link their music in the description. When Trevor and Nina first started dating, they were living in New York City. And where their name came from was this little wooded area that was by their apartment. And what they did is they would go to this wooded area and they had a perfect little tree that was an amazing spot for a tree fort. And so them being in their early 20s, they went to the hardware store, bought supplies, came back and built this tree fort. And so they would go out there and they would sit in the trees, and they made a place, a sanctuary out in nature. And they wrote so many of their songs out there. Well, they named it Fort Vine. And so that's where their name came from. And so even in the most unlikely of places, nature can be found. Yeah. Just the beauty in here is amazing. And this tree that I'm under touches all the trees around it. Literally touches all the trees. You know, so many people say that I'm so lucky, you know, to live this life. And I'm very grateful to live this life. And this life took a lot of sacrifices. This life was not easy to get. And yet, every single one of those hard times and those struggle seasons were worth it to get here and to be able to experience this beauty. And I'm so grateful that you choose to spend your time here with me, going on these walks, having these talks, living life together, and truly growing down the road with one another. And anytime you need this place, you can come back here too, because you've seen it. You've seen the beauty here. Anytime you need, you can come back here. I think it's time we head out of the forest and get back to the bus. I've got some things that I have to attend to. Yeah, our inner child just wants a hug. What a glorious day. Oh my goodness, on my way walking back up, I was stopped by someone in a pickup truck. He said, "Can I get a picture of you? My wife watches you." And I just thought that was so sweet. "Cindy, hey," your hubby stopped me on the hill to say hi. So you were just so cute. Thank you so much for being here, being you. That made me feel so good, and I hope to see you while we're here. Look at this cutie, this sweet little Miss Daisy. Look at her. What a sight for sore eyes. Let's get in the AC and grab a drink of water. Take off my shoes. Whew. Have a seat right here. Hey, Weezer. What a great walk that was. Thank you so much for coming with me today, coming over, hanging out, talking about that just, crazy interaction today. And what I want you to take away from it is we are responsible for our own choices. We get to choose how we react to things. And so by taking a breath, you can bring all of that chaos down and you can find your calm and realize that there's a history there. There's a reason why that trigger's coming up. And it's okay. It's okay to just give them some grace, They acted out of their trigger. I know that I have done that many, many times. So we can give people grace when they do it, because I love grace whenever I act out of a trigger. There's still times where I do. So you get what you give in this world. And yeah, I'm so grateful that you choose to spend your time here with me, hanging out in this chaos while I try to find my own calm in it. Please have a safe trip home. I love you so much. Oh, Weezers. Yeah, hers is such a good Weezers. Yeah.